In this section, we're going to go through settings, or the settings button or settings section. In order to access settings, you're going to hit the rotary wheel in the top right, right next to your name. After you hit the rotary wheel, you're going to see this come up. When we use settings, we're primarily using settings as a Swoop dispatcher for the section companies and users. We'll use the settings in order to edit companies, create companies, or mask as a user primarily. When we're creating a company or editing a company, we simply just find the company that we're going to edit in the search or down below. In this case, let's say we were going to edit Enterprise Towing. We'd find Enterprise Towing. We'd click the pencil button to edit. And in this case, maybe the phone number we knew was wrong or they updated it. We would then change that phone number to being appropriate or correct, and then simply hit save. That would then update the system and that company in our database. When you need to add a company or think you need to add a company because you found someone out of network, it's important to make sure you're searching for that company first. We need to search for that company because we never want to have duplicate companies in the Swoop system or database. And as a Swoop dispatcher, you do not have access to be able to delete those accounts, so it's extremely important to make sure we're verifying first. Let's say, hypothetically, I was looking for a provider for a customer. I found one that I thought could help us out of network, but I wasn't sure if they were in network. Their name is Quick Pick Towing. I'd simply come here, type in Quick Pick Towing, and verify to see if they were in. I would then not only verify their name, but also the address and phone number, at which point I would see that they're actually in our database and in our system. Now, hypothetically, let's say I find another company. This company is called Theos Towing. Theos Towing can assist us, but I want to make sure just to verify to see if they are actually in our database. After typing in Theos Towing, I see they're not in our database, so thus I need to create the company. When creating a company, you just hit the Create Company button and you'll see this come up. It's very important to make sure that every time you create a company, you change the type from fleet to partner. That's extremely important because a fleet for Swoop is going to be someone rendering our services such as Tesla, Turo, Farmers. A partner is going to be a towing company or locksmith company, someone assisting us for helping the customer. So we always want to make sure we're changing that from fleet to partner. After doing so, you'll then put in the name of the company that you're adding. You'll put in the phone number for that company. And then you'll put in the address for where that company is currently located. It's important to make sure we're getting the correct address for that company, so that way when we get a new job in, the triangulation for that company is appropriate to where the customer is. And thus, we know which company is closest to the customer to be able to get to them the quickest. Those three items are vital when creating a new company. An email should always be put in as well. Most of the time as a dispatcher, you're working fast to assist a customer. And most of the time we can't verify to make sure an email is correct, at which point we put in operations@joinswoop.com. We do so notifying anybody who looks at it that we don't actually have a verified email address for that company as of yet. After filling this out, we then add the company. After you've added the company, you'll be able to actually choose that company through the Choose Partner button back on the main screen. The next section is the users, or masking as a user. After you click the user button, you're going to see this come up. It'll just be a list of a bunch of different companies and users. The first thing to do is to find the company that you want to mask as. Let's say we want to mask as Affordable Towing because we know they're doing a job for us in Tahoe. I simply type in the name for Affordable Towing and I see them come up. I find the correct company that I'm looking for, which is California colors. I then need to make sure I'm finding an administrative check mark. If a user for that company does not have the administrative check mark, they won't be able to do the items or updates that we need to as masking as them. So it's important to make sure that we have the administrative check marked for that company or user for that company that we're going to mask as. Then when we found the company that or the user that we're going to mask as, we're just going to simply hit the arrow button to the far left. Masking is allowing us to use the software through those companies' eyes, essentially being able to update as if we were them. Reasons for masking as a company could be to accept jobs for a provider that doesn't have Swoop access at that time, such as Affordable Towing. As you can see, Affordable Towing actually is after hours dispatch, so they aren't currently live. Another reason to mask as a provider or partner is to update job statuses. To update job statuses, simply go over to the right and choose the job status that you need to update it to. It's important to note, if we knew that this job was on site, we would want to make sure we click through dispatched en route before landing on site. We never want to jump all the way to complete it. These are just a few of the items that you'll usually use when working with the settings button.